Are you struggling to get clients as a personal trainer and unsure of where to start? We're going to fix that today.
Let's get it. Hop off a 16 passenger. This a G5. No, this not a Challenger. Big one. I keep some.
My name is Drew and I'm the founder and director of Driven Personal Trainers. We are Australia's most rapidly expanding fitness business for personal trainers nationwide, which for context went from 0 to 7 figures in less than 12 months. At Driven, we provide and guarantee the success of your personal training career through our mentoring academy pathways known as the Driven Academy. Getting clients can be tough, and if we are unsure of where to start, then it can be stressful and create a lot of brain fog. In today's episode, I'm going to talk you through what worked for me and when I was personal training to get more quality clients, and how I coach our Driven team to get more and more clients so that books fill up fast and they can focus on doing what they love, the actual personal training. Quick little story about me. In relation to what we're going to talk about today, when I first started my personal training career, the first thing you think about is, how am I going to get clients? This was a question I asked myself many times when I first started as a PT. When I started PT casually at Anytime Fitness while I was full-time scaffolding. I was able to fill my afternoons up to a respectful amount of clients, but it wasn't enough to transition to a part-time or full-time role. So I had to take the risk to transition across and build my PT up. So emphasis was on as quick as possible. I needed to build up my personal training career as quick as possible. And what we're going to talk about today is what I did to do so. I went from about 10 to 40 clients in 6 weeks, all right, which was equated to around 60 to 70 sessions, and I was able to move into a full-time role under Anytime Fitness. This was in December 2018 or 2019 was when I made that move, and I had told my employer at the time that I wasn't continuing with scaffolding. I'm going to go all in on personal training in January. As we know, this is the new year and the New Year's resolutions, and we get a lot of leads for this time period. This was my first experience with the new year, and it was disappointing. So I relied on the gym for many leads, and in that January, everyone's still away, everyone's still on holidays, all that stuff. So I didn't get any leads at all for that time period. I found I got like 5 or so. So not enough to build up to a full-time role. So I had to outsource other options. I had to outsource different ways to get clients within the gym and externally. Otherwise, I was going to have to go back to scaffolding. I didn't want that to happen. So I did a few things, which we're going to talk about today, that I still do to this day, and I coach our guys to do to this day because it is super effective and it makes you stand out as a personal trainer. The 3 solutions we're going to go over today that helped me build to 40 clients in 6 weeks is building as many relationships as we could. That's going to be solution 1. Solution 2 is going to be showcasing your craft on social media, which in this day and age is very much the way you can get many clients if you utilize it properly. And the last one is offering everyone free sessions, all right, in a unique way. So I have a special approach for each of these that sets us apart from the traditional ways and the traditional marketing and the traditional sales. And this is what has worked really well for me and has worked really well for all our Driven personal trainers. So let's dive into solution 1. So when I talk about building relationships, I'm talking about getting to know as many people as you can on a personal level and a professional level. It is mostly overlooked. Like the simplicity of having a relationship and a good relationship with someone can impact you in a positive realm through referrals, right? And a lot of PTs just overlook it. Remember, as a personal trainer, you're running your own business, you're a business person as well. And this is a business tactic. The more people you can have strong relationships with, the more chance you'll have to get quality referrals and new prospects. All right. So if I have a really strong relationship with the gym manager at the gym I'm at, and a member comes up and approaches them and asks them, how many times does this happen, right? They ask them who they think the best personal trainer is. Right. Do you feel that will impact the situation or the outcome if you had a strong relationship with the gym manager? Yes. Okay. A lot of trainers focus entirely on the gym environment. Okay, building relationships in the gym environment with gym managers, staff, front of house staff, fellow personal trainers, members in the gym, all that. That's great. That is really, really good. You want to continue to focus on that and build as many relationships as you can with as many people in the gym. You want to talk to every single person that comes in, be a proactive listener. So listen to what they're saying and respond accordingly. Okay, don't try to jump topics. We want to, really build that and cement that foundation as a friendship. And I've met many people through this sort of tactic that I am now really good friends with within the gym. And it's just a great way to meet people, and you don't know how many people that person knows. Okay, they may not directly want personal training, but they may go home and be like, actually, they'll go home and talk to their wife, their husband, and they want personal training. And then they're like, oh, I spoke to Drew at the gym and he's a personal trainer. Go chat to him. So the power of just communicating and building the relationship with people inside the gym is really powerful. So you do want to really focus on that. And I used to focus on that entirely. I used to set myself a goal to talk to 10 new people a day in the gym. Okay, 10 new people a day over the course of 7 days is 70 new people. And you're going to tell me one of those 70 people won't want to do personal training or need personal training? All right. So outside of the gym environment, how could we build relationships with individuals or potential prospects? There's a few ways I used to do it. When I was PTing and in that period where I needed to build up, because I had bills and all that to pay, we were crunching time big time. And what I used to do was I used to go up to every single business in Gungahlin. So for context, I'm in Canberra, ACT, and Gungalin's a fairly large suburb now of Canberra. And when I was doing this, I would have a look at the businesses in the mall or the marketplace I was at. And I would watch people's behaviors and the businesses' behaviors in the high traffic areas and all that to identify which businesses would work well. I ended up just going to them all. So I was like, all of them, all or nothing, right? And the ones I found worked really, really well were the hairdressers, the barbers, the cafes. Okay. So what did I do? I approached them and offered a special deal, which we'll talk about a bit later, but a special deal to entice them to come to the gym and do personal training with me. Okay. By doing this, I created that relationship. Another thing I did with the cafes was I kept going to the same cafe to get to know them. So I'd get a coffee every day, so I'd go to the same cafe for a month and get to know them on a personal level, ask how the days go, and build that relationship there. And then, one, they knew my coffee order, so it was super easy. And they knew I was a personal trainer. All right. So I always introduced myself as a personal trainer. So, hey, I'm Drew. I'm a personal trainer down at Club Lime. How's your day going? Right. It's by entering that line that you're a personal trainer is you're giving people, you're telling them what you do, right? And that way they associate you as a personal trainer, not just a person that comes in and gets a coffee. Okay. So that little hack I did play tenfold because they're always having conversations. Hairdressers, they're always having conversations, and it's quality conversations, right? And if you can build that community aspect and get to know them all and build good relationships with fellow businesses, the ROI will come back tenfold, okay? It's very hard for PTs because they don't see the long-term effects straight away. So that sort of stuff you don't see short-term, but long-term, if you want a sustainable business, that's the route you'd take and that's how you'd get there. Okay. Another thing I used to do was participate in community events. So again, going to community events, and at this time I was under the AF banner, and I would just chat to people, talk to people, get to know as many people in Canberra as possible. Okay, because again, you don't know who they know. All right, and that's a good lesson I learned. I learned that lesson pretty early on, that like a lot of referrals and that would come from people that you have good communication with and good word of mouth. So if they've got good word of mouth of you and a good experience from that interaction with you, then you're already a credible PT. And a word of mouth referral gives you that leverage where when they come in for PT and you got to sell to them, it's a lot easier to sell to someone that's been referred to you by a good friend than you chasing a cold call. Solution 2 was showcasing my craft on social media. So this is what I did a lot when I first started, and I was getting bombarded with leads. And the reason I did this a lot, and I preach it to all our PTs now to do it, because no one's still doing it. I was utilizing my social media and my presence on social media that I had built up by doing this tactic to showcase my portfolio work. Okay, so I always looked at like tattooists and hairdressers and barbers, and you look at their social media, right? Or cafes, for example. You look at their social media and you can they showcase their work. It's their portfolio work. Like if you're looking for a tattoo and you go to a tattooist, you would look at their Instagram and you'd see their work they've done, and you're like, oh, like that's what their work is. Okay, so how I did this as a personal trainer, because it's a little bit different in this world, and it may take 12 weeks to get a testimonial, right? But a little thing I did was I was posting how our workouts would go, so how our sessions would go. I'd be showcasing how the sessions run. I'd be showcasing the amount of PT sessions I was doing to give me the authority and the credibility of a PT. And by doing that, I had this influx of leads. I had a bunch of people replying to my social media saying, oh, I want to start deadlifting, because I would reply to a story of one of my clients deadlifting. And I used to bombard it. Every single session I did, I put it on my story. And it came back tenfold. And it's as simple as taking the 10 second snippet of your phone in the session, then run a quick caption of what the purpose of that workout was, and going through it. And by doing that, everyone's on social media. Okay? Everyone's on social media. So if we think about the gym, right? If your gym's got 3,000 members and you're focusing on that gym alone, your potential is only 3,000 members, right? Whereas if you think of the people on social media, everyone's on there, so your potential is a lot higher. Okay, and if you develop yourself to a degree where you have strong credibility and strong authority, then you would have what happened to me, and you'd have people traveling all over Canberra to do personal training with you on the north side. Okay, people are willing to travel if you have the service, credibility, and authority in that area. All right, so your potential just skyrockets. So why wouldn't you want to target a greater potential? Right. And what I also found worked really well on social media was when I was trying to get leads off there was just creating relatability. At first I was guilty, and a lot of PTs are guilty of just posting all the good stuff, all the PBs, all the healthy eating. Like, what works really well is creating that relatability where you show your weaknesses and you show you are human, someone they can relate to. And it comes back to showing a bit of your personal life, okay? Trying to merge them together was what really was successful for me, and I was able to target a greater audience because they could see who I was as a person before they had even met me, and they could see my values as a person before they even met me. Okay. So by doing that, I gained a lot of clients off social media. So I gained a fair chunk of my clients from just doing stuff like that. And I'd say I was probably getting anywhere from 5 to 6 leads a week just from doing that. And how simple it is and low effort it took to do the social media like that was crazy. I was like, why wasn't I doing this earlier? And just like I was doing when I was introducing myself to the stores and all the businesses in Gungahlin, I was also doing that to a degree on social media. So I'd be creating conversations with people, replying to stories, just being active and getting out in the community digitally, which came back tenfold as well. Because the way I look at it and the way I preach it to our PTs is on social media, a lead is a conversation. Okay, if you have a conversation with someone, that's an icebreaker, okay, and that's a potential lead you could get. Okay, and you might not get it straight away, but down the track, it will come back. Okay, and all these solutions we talk about is all planting the seeds to get you success instantly, but as well as planting the seeds for long-term success. So if you want to be in the industry for a while, you want to start planting these seeds so your business is bulletproof. A good thing about when I build up some testimonials on social media, it was good for the new prospects that was looking at my profile, because my business cards would be up in the gym. And what do? Just like the cafes, get up on their phone, search up Drew Golf Fitness. I'd see my work, see my portfolio, and then I'd make a decision. Okay. And what that does is, if you set it up correctly, your potential leads are going to see similar clients who have seen same results. That intrigues them and gives you that credibility again. They're going to see how your sessions operate. All right. They're going to see how it flows. They're going to get some background knowledge. And that's, if they can see you can relate to them, it's going to they can already have that sense that you will get along. All right, solution 3, and then the last solution we're going to talk about today is when I used to offer free sessions. So I used to work for free more than I did paid sessions, okay, when I first started. And I found by working for free and doing these free sessions gave me the ability to demonstrate my knowledge and expertise and build that portfolio of work at no risk from the client end. Because as a UPT, you don't have that leverage, or you don't have those testimonials. And you want to gather those because they're your evidence, your portfolio work. Okay? And I found by doing that, it gave me the ability to demonstrate my knowledge and expertise, which the clients saw value in, and then proceeded to sign up and do ongoing sessions. Like, and to this day, those clients are still with me, which is crazy. And that's 5 or 4 years ago. Like, I was doing all this. And so how I would do this was I would offer free sessions to external prospects all the time. So for example, when I was going to the cafes and the hairdressers and trying to get clients and introduce myself and build those relationships, I'd always ask for the owner or the manager, and I'd introduce myself as a personal trainer, introduce myself about my mission, like my mission statement, and I'd be like, compliment them on their business they're running, and I'd offer them 12 weeks of free personal training. 1 session a week, I'll program everything, I'll do everything, premium service, no cutting corners, anything like that. I just want to train you for free for 12 weeks, right? 9 times out of 10, they turned it down. I'd say, no, that's cool, but what I'd ask for in exchange, before they made a decision, was if I could place my business cards there, or flyers or posters. And they would say, 9 times out of 10, they would say, nah, like, that's okay, thank you so much for the offer. But they would still let me put my business cards up, flyers. We had that strong relationships, and I was still getting referrals from them, which blew my mind. So not only did they turn down the offer that I had offered them, they were giving me clients anyway. So I didn't have to work for free. I didn't have to do any of that. I just was getting referrals just from introducing myself. The clients I did gain from these referrals were so easy to sign up, and they were so committed, and it had been for a good word of mouth and a trusted source. So it made my job so much easier, and the owners of the businesses were doing all the hard work for me. When I offered it to the businesses and they took up my offer, I found the results to be so much better. So they would be doing PT with me once a week, and the hairdressers and the barbers worked really well on this, because they would train with me once a week, and then when they were going to work, their client was asking them, what have you been up to today? Oh, I had a session with Drew down at Club Lime. Had a session and it was great. We did some legs, we did some this, and they're talking, right? And this is planting the seed. And I think from this one hairdressers in Gungahlin, I would have got, in the space of 4 weeks, 12 clients alone, just from that source, just because the hairdresser was just having these quality conversations about me, right? Which enticed the member to reach out to me. And I had a little referral program, which essentially, if they referred anyone to me, I'll give that person that was reaching out a free session, initial free session. And yeah, I got a ridiculous amount of sessions from that, which again blows my mind how simple it was, by just introducing and sacrificing 30 minutes of my time a week to train the owner for free, came back tenfold. With that statistic alone, the return on investment is, that's one of the lowest returns on investment, right? So if you haven't done that, definitely get doing that. It will come back ridiculous. Right? And if you're a UPT and you want to break into the area, that's compulsory, right? That is compulsory. You have to be an apprentice and work for free at the start, because breaking into the industry can be challenging if you haven't got your portfolio work behind you, okay? This will help you get your brand out in the community. This will help you get to know so many people and in that area that may go to the gym or may not go to the gym. Okay, but again, you're building those relationships that will come back tenfold. I hope you found some value in this topic and episode today. There'll be a lot more content for PTs, relevant information for PTs to build a successful career on this channel and on these platforms. So everyone can be a successful personal trainer. At this table, we all eat. So make sure you share this video if you did find some value, and please like and subscribe to help other PTs that may be struggling out there. If you are a personal trainer or a new personal trainer wanting to start a career or level up, reach out to us on our social media or jump on our website and follow the prompts to get started with the Driven family. All right, keep striving, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.